Son. They call him Jesus. He came to love, heal, and forgive. He lived and died to buy my pardon. An empty grave is there to prove my Savior lives. Because He lives, I can face tomorrow. Because He lives, all fear is gone. Because I know who holds the future, and life is worth living just because He lives.
Alright, I'm going to try something different. Alright, now we're on chapter 22. When Eliphaz the Tishmite answered and said, Can a man be profitable unto God, as he that is wise many be profitable unto himself? Is it any pleasure to the Almighty that thou art righteous, or is it gain to him that thou makest thy ways perfect? Will he reprove thee for fear of thee? Will he enter with thee into judgment? Is not thy wickedness great, and thy iniquity infinite? For thou hast taken a plague from thy brother for naught, and stripped thee naked of their clothing. Thou hast not given water to the weary to drink, and thou hast withheld bread from the hungry. But as for the mighty man, he has the earth, and the honorable man dwelleth in it. Thou hast sent widows away empty, and the arms of the fatherless have been broken. Therefore snares are around about thee, and suddenly fear troubleth thee, or darkness that thou cannot see, an abundance of water cover thee. Is not God in the height of heaven? And behold the height of the stars, how high are they? And thou sayest, How doeth God know? Can he judge through the dark cloud? Thick clouds are covering to him, that he seeth not, and he walketh in the circuit of heaven. Hast thou marked the old way which wicked man have trodden, which were cut down out of time? Those foundations was overflowed with a flood, which said unto God, Depart from us, and what can the Almighty do for them? Yet he filled their houses with good things, but the counsel of the wicked is far from me. The righteous see it, and are glad, and the innocent laugh them to scorn. Whereas our substance is not cut down, but the raiment of them of the fire consumeth. Acquaint thyself with him. Sorry about that. Be at peace, wherefore good shall come unto thee. Receive, I pray thee, the law from his mouth, and lay up his words in thine heart. If thou return to the Almighty, thou shalt be built up. Thou shalt put away iniquity far from thy tabernacle. Then shalt thou lay up gold as dust, and the gold of Ophir as the stone of a brook. Yea, the Almighty shall be thy defense, and thou shalt have plenty of silver. For then shalt thou have thy delight in the Almighty, and shalt lift up thy face unto God. Thou shalt make thy prayers unto him, and he shall hear thee, and thou shalt pay thy vows, Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy way. And when men are cast down, then thou shalt say, There is a lifting up, and he shall save the humble person. He shall deliver the island of the innocent, and it is delivered by the prudence of thy hand. Alright, we're on 23. I figured I'd change it. Maybe I can see it better. Then Job answered and said, Even today is my complaint bitter. My stroke is heavier than my groin. Oh, that I know where I might find him, that I might come even to his seat. I would wander my cause before him, and fill my mouth with arguments. I would know the words which he would answer me, and understand what he would say unto me. Will he plead against me with his great power? No, but he would put strength in me. There the righteous might dispute with him, so should I be delivered forever from my judgment, from my judge. Behold, I go forward, but he is not there, and backwards, but I cannot perceive him. On the left hand, where he doeth work, but I cannot behold him. He hideth himself on the right hand, that I cannot see him. But he knoweth the way that I take. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold. My foot have held his steps, his way have I kept, and not declined. Neither have I gone back from the commandments of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. But he is in one mind, and who can turn him? And what his soul desireth, even that he doeth, for he performeth the things that is appointed for me, and many such things are with him. Therefore am I troubled at his presence. When I consider, I am afraid of him. For God maketh my heart soft, and the Almighty troubles me, because I was not cut off before darkness, neither hath he covered the darkness with my face. Alright, we're on 24. Why seeing times are not hidden from the Almighty? Do they that know him not see his days? Some remove the landmarks, they violently take away flock and feed thereof. They drive away the ass of the fatherless. They take the widow ox for a plague. They turn the needy out of the way. The poor of the earth hide themselves together. Behold, as wild asses in the desert, go they forth to their work, raising betime before a prey. The wilderness yield food for them and for their children. They reap every one his corn in the field, and they gather the vintage of the wickedness. They cause the naked to lodge without clothing, that they have no covering in the cold. They are wet with the showers of the mountain, and embrace the rock for what of the shelter. They pluck the fatherless from the breast, and take a pledge for the poor. They cause him to go naked without clothing, and they take away the shelf from the hungry, which made oil within their walls, and tread their winepress with suffering thirst. Men groan from out of the city, and the souls of the wounded cry out. Yet God lieth not following to them. They are of those that rebel against the light. They know not the way thereof, nor abide in the path thereof. The murderers rising with light, killing the poor and needy, and in the night as a thief. The eyes also of the adulterers wither for the twilight, saying, No eye shall see me, and disguises his face. In the dark they dig through houses which they had marked for themselves in the daytime. They know not the light, for the morning is to them even the shadow of death. If one know them, they are in the terrors of the shadow of death. He is swift as the waters. Their portion is cursed in the earth. He behold not the way of the vineyard. Drought and heat consume the snow waters. So doeth the grave those which have sinned. The womb shall forget him. The worm shall feed sweetly on him. He shall be no more remembered, and the wickedness shall be broken as a tree. He evil entreateth the burden that beareth not, and doeth not good in the widow. He draws also the mighty with his power. He rises up, and no man is sure of life, though it may given him to be in safety, whereon he resteth. Yet his eyes are upon their ways. They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low. They are taken out of the way as all others, and cut off the top of the ears of the corn. And if it be not so, now who will make me a liar, and make my speech nothing wroth? I don't know, this hair kind of make me nervous doing it like this, but I can get used to it. Alright, let's see, we're on 25. Then answered Bildad the Shuhite, and said, Dominion and fear are with him. He maketh peace in his high places. Is there any number of his armies? And upon whom doeth not his light arise? How then can a man be justified with God? Or how can he be clean that is born of a woman? Behold, even to the moon, and it shineth not, yea, the stars are not pure in his sight. How much less men, that is a worm, and the Son of Man, which is a worm. Alright, we're on 26. But Job answered and said, How hast thou helped him that is without power? How savest thou the arms that has no strength? How hast thou conspelled him that hath no wisdom? And how hast thy plentiful declare the things as it is? To whom hast thou uttered words, and whose spirit come from thee? Dead things are formed from under the waters, and the inhabitation thereof. Hell is naked before him, and destruction hath no covering. He stretches out the north over the empty place, and hangeth the earth upon nothing. Alright, you guys. The earth is hung upon nothing. He blindeth up the waters in his thick cloud, and the clouds is not rent under them. In other words, the water's gathering up in the clouds. We all know that. I think that's pretty cool. He holdeth back the face of his throne, and spreadeth his cloud upon it. He hath compassed the waters with bonds, until the day and night come to an end. The pillars of heaven tremble and are astonished at his reproof. He divideth the sea with his power, and by his understanding he smiteth through the proud. By his spirit he hath garnished the heavens, and his hands hath formed the crooked serpent. Lo, those are part of his ways, but how little a portion is heard of him, but the thunder of his power, who can understand? I have to agree with that. This right here is pretty good to try to explain to people who God is. I think that was pretty good. All right, we are on 27. Moreover, Job continued in his parable and said, As God liveth, who hath taken away my judgment, and the Almighty who has vexed my soul? All the while my breath is in me, and the Spirit of God is in my nostril. My lips shall not speak wickedness, nor my tongue utter deceit. God forbid that I should justify you till I die. I will not remove my infirmities from me. My righteous I hold fast, and I will not let it go. My heart shall not reproach me so long as I live. Let my enemy be as the wicked, and he that rises up against me at the righteous. For what is the hope of a hypocrite, though he hath gain, and God taketh away his soul? Will God hear his cry when trouble cometh upon him? Will he delight himself in the Almighty? Will he always call upon God? I will teach you by the hand of God. That which is with the Almighty will I not counsel. Behold, all ye yourselves have seen it. Why then are ye thus altogether vain? This is the portion of the wicked man with God, and the heritage of the precious, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widow shall not weep. Though he heap up silver as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall provide the silver. He buildeth his house as a moth, and as the boot that the keeper maketh. The rich man shall lie down, but he shall not be gathered. He openeth his eyes, and he is not. Terror takes hold on him as water, and tempest stealeth him away in the night. Now, I have to say, let's take movie stars. Let's take the politician. This is them. They can't lay down and go to sleep at night. All right, 21. The east wind carrieth him away, and he is departed. And as the storm hurleth him out of his place, for God shall cast upon him, and not spare. He would fain flee out of his hand. Man shall clap their hands at him, and shall hiss him out of his place. All right, we are 17. I'm going to quit right here. We'll look at 28 tomorrow. So, thank you all for listening and all, and may God richly bless you. A lot of hugs and kisses to you.